table tennis. I can never seem to get the serve right. I always either hit it too fast or it never even goes over the net. I wish there was a way to know how hard and fast to hit it for an ideal serve.
Don't worry, Henry. I can show you the way to serve the most ideal way. I'll be able to show you how to serve the ball the fastest you can, how hard to hit it, and how far and for how long you'd have to hit the ball to get the best serve possible.
Whoa.
First off, you're going to have to learn some rules and regulations. To make a proper serve, you have to hold the ball in an open palm and toss it 6 inches into the air. I would suggest to have your hand at the same height of that of the net with regard to the radius of the ping pong ball before you toss it.
Like this?
Exactly. Next, you're going to want to make sure that you hit the ball about 1 inch above the height at which you tossed it from.
Okay.
Make sure that when you hit the ball, that your paddle is perpendicular to the playing surface to make sure that when you serve, the ball stays as close to the net as possible. Be careful though, because if you hit the net during the serve, that's known as a let, which means that your previous hit is voided and you only have one more chance to serve the ball.
Are there any other rules I should be aware of?
Yes. When you're serving, you must make sure that the ball hits your side of the table first, and then proceeds to go over the net and hit the other side. Also, when serving, the ball must remain in a straight line motion that allows for it only to pass through a plane created by the edge closest to your opponent. In other words, the ball can't pass over the side of the table on a serve to your opponent's side.
Like this?
Yeah, but there's also one more thing. You have to make sure that you follow through when you're hitting the ball. Following through increases the amount of time in which your paddle is in contact with the ball. This increase in time, paired with a force that you've provided, creates the largest impulse possible to be successful.
Okay. Well, now that I know everything, let's get down to the details.
Of course. To figure out all of the math behind a perfect table tennis serve, I've used formulas deriving from my 9th grade physics class. First, I determined the length of the table from corner to corner using the Pythagorean theorem. This formula allowed for me to find the hypotenuse, or distance from one corner of the table to the other. I divided this length by 3 to find an optimal first bounce horizontal distance. Then I set the gravitational potential energy, which is the amount of energy stored in an object at a specific height, equal to the kinetic energy, the amount of stored energy an object has while in motion because of the law of conservation of energy. This law states that in our universe, energy can neither be created or destroyed. With that, I solved for velocity in the vertical direction, then derived information from other formulas to solve for the velocity in the horizontal direction. This allowed me to solve for the change in momentum, which is a result of a change in the velocity of an object. And using the horizontal velocity and the distance my arm traveled on the serve, I found the force. This allowed me to solve for the impulse, or a force applied over a specific period of time, and subsequently the amount of time you'd need to be in contact for. All this math gave us answers on how hard, how fast, from how far, and for how long we'd have to hit the ball to get the perfect serve, that is the hardest for your opponent to return. In the end, you're going to have to serve the ball from a height of 0.16075 meters with respect to the table, at a speed of 5.77 meters per second, and with an impulse of 0.015579 newtons times seconds, and a force of 0.77895 newtons.
Alright, let me give it a try. That does really work. Thank you, ominous boys from above.
No problem.
Fill the room with the juice. That's a lot of loot. That fire. Yeah, she kinda cute. Yeah, she wanna slice. I got Chuck E. Cheese. Tats on my chest. Got it on my sleeves. Fill the room with the juice. That's a lot of loot. That fire. Yeah, she kinda cute. Yeah, she wanna slice. I got Chuck E. Cheese. Tats on my chest. Got it on my sleeves.